I want you to think about the last time you spent the day alone and you did exactly what you wanted to do. How did that feel? When you don't have friends, you learn how to love your own company, which is a fantastic skill to master because you are developing a relationship with yourself, first of all, and you're not relying on other people for your happiness. There are a lot of people that get bored just being by themselves. We know how to entertain ourselves. We just have fun by ourselves. Not having friends teaches us self-validation. We don't seek approval from other people. We become our biggest cheerleaders and we can feel good without needing affirmation from other people. We actually develop the understanding that the only thing that really matters is the way we see ourselves. We rely more on our thoughts about things and our feelings and our experiences and also our own personal integrity. And that's great. I have a question actually. When you meet someone and let's say they don't stick around in your life for too long, how does that affect you? It either doesn't or it's not really that bad. That's because you've learned how to embrace change. Because we don't have friends, we understand that people come and go. We understand that life isn't static. We understand that people are gonna be in our life for different phases of our life. And we have accepted that. So it's easier for us to pivot in situations like these, and we don't really waste a lot of emotional energy trying to figure out, oh, why? We learn to not get too hung up on things, which takes me to my next point. We get really good at observing people. Because we don't have a big circle and we don't have a big social group, we get better at picking up when people are genuine and when they're not. We get better at picking up on those little passive-aggressive statements. We get better at noticing people's reactions. Let's say we're telling someone something. We get better at noticing whether or not they're cheering us on or they are saying we're bragging, or they're not really having our back. And it's not that we are being skeptical or we're looking out for the negatives. No. We just become more tuned in to the people that we surround ourselves with and how they treat us and how they react to us. Because we're not here for the fakeness anymore. When you don't have friends, you become your own go-to person for everything, and that teaches you self-resilience. If you're having a bad day, you learn how to cheer yourself up, whether that is drinking a glass of wine, listening to music, watching TV, whatever you gotta do, you figure it out, right? If you need something fixed, you figure it out. Whether you do it by yourself, you go on YouTube, or you hire somebody, but either way, you are getting better at solving problems. It's making you a stronger person, and this resilience helps you to handle anything that life throws your way. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and share it with anyone that you think might like these tips. Have you ever gotten a call from someone who asks for your advice and you give it, and they call you again with the same problem, and you find out that they didn't even try your advice? It's not like they tried it and it didn't work. They didn't even try it. They just want to call you again to talk about the same problem. Well, before I accepted that the people around me weren't really my friends, that was my life. I say that because not having friends teaches you to set boundaries with people. We recognize the importance of our time and our energy, and we are not trying to give that away just to random acquaintances. We are not trying to have people drain us, and it becomes so much harder for people to take advantage of us or waste our time because we are more interested in quality interactions, and we are not looking to waste our time with BS conversations or toxic people. We've made those changes and we've set boundaries and we've prioritized ourselves, and we have gotten a lot better at saying no. Okay, so we have 2 more to go. Actually, we have 3 more to go. I know I said 8, but we're gonna do 9 because I really appreciate you for watching this long. And I think 9 is really, really important, but I would love to know which point you think is the most important or which point you think resonates with you the most. Have you noticed that we make decisions differently now that we don't have friends? It's quite interesting because we learn to listen to our gut instincts. We are making decisions based on our own preferences and what we want and what we like and what we believe in, not based on what someone else expects or what someone else wants or anything like that. Even when we're traveling, where we stay, where we go, and yes, I get it. I get it. Being with people, having friends, and compromising, that's great. However, we are prioritizing our own needs, our own wants, our own integrity, and we're not making decisions based on how someone else thinks we should live our lives. We're living our own lives based on our own terms. So similar to embracing change, another really important thing that we learn is we learn to let go. When we don't have friends, we learn to move on. We learn to say, you know what, this isn't working. It is what it is. We're gonna forgive and we're gonna move on with our lives. Not having friends has been great for my mental health. I didn't even realize it, but once I recognized that a lot of people aren't really my friends and I've accepted it, I sort of see people and things and events in a completely different light because one, people don't owe us anything, but if someone's our friend and we're pouring into them, then it's reasonable to expect for them to be pouring back into us, right? But when we don't have friends, we don't have any expectations of anyone else. We're not in a situation where things are one-sided and we're having those negative feelings. And I've been able to let go of so many things that I've been holding on to, and so much of this emotional baggage I no longer have. Okay, last but not least, not having friends teaches us self-compassion. We learn to be kind to ourselves. We learn to give ourselves grace. And this is really important because it's so easy to be hard on ourselves. It is so easy to be critical of ourselves. We feel good about the fact that we're able to navigate life in spite of friends, and we feel proud of that. And so we develop an emotional connection with ourselves, and it allows us to be empathetic to ourselves. And here's the thing, because we have this increased compassion for ourselves, we have an increased satisfaction for our lives, and it's making us happier. If you found value in this video, you're definitely gonna like this next video. Somebody once told me, if you don't have friends, it's a red flag. So guess what I was doing? Hanging on to friends that I don't like, just so I wouldn't be a red flag, just so I wouldn't say that I don't have friends. That's not really a good or healthy situation.